let's jump straight to our topic for today, our discussion for today, and it's all about bicycle because today is World Bicycle Day. But let me stop. What's wrong with you? When was the first time, or which class were you in when you first got a bicycle, Hafiz?
My first bicycle. Eesh, can I remember?
Who
I don't
taught
think I
you?
can
Who taught you how to ride? Or you taught yourself?
Let me see. No, I had a friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's always a story about a
Yeah,
friend.
yeah, the friend.
What about you, Epi? Ever owned a bike?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And you rode to school?
I didn't ride to school. I used to ride around to play with, but later on I started using it for money.
For what? Money?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember hiring bike. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a friend.
You
Prince.
go
I became
around.
his best friend because I can't continue hiring. I had to be involved in the business as the assistant hirer.
The only person who was my friend was my brother. If I'm
All
not there,
right.
he was taking care of the money.
Mommy, what about you? Ever owned a bike?
No.
No? You know how to ride a bike?
No.
Whoa.
don't know how to ride a
Whoa.
We call her Dada B.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You don't know how to ride a bike?
No.
Wow.
So you actually never got injured from a bike.
Well, that's kind
No.
of like the tradition. You need to get a bike, get yourself injured, and all of that.
You
What
don't
were
know
you
how
doing
you-
as a child?
No, she
Hafiz,
didn't. So wait, you don't
ask
know how
her.
it feels
Oh,
to
yeah.
come down a slope with a bike.
What were you doing as a child? Yeah. What did you? Okay, aside Ampe and Dada ni Mama,
Into cocoa.
Don't assume she knows Ampe, do you?
she
Oh,
does.
she
know.
does. She does.
What is full of
what did you
surprises?
do?
Hold
What
on,
did you
hold
spend
on,
your time
hold
on?
on, guys.
Are you telling me the only thing you did as children was ride bikes?
No,
I mean,
but we
when
just
you-
want to know what you
There,
did.
there are certain things
you do?
in life
I used
growing
to
up.
play in the sun, and I had friends that I used to play with.
In
And
the
we
sun.
did
Okay.
pilolo
Hafiz-
and things.
Hafiz is shaking his head. Anyway, so today is World Bicycle Day, and very important, topic for discussion globally, generally, how, the role it actually plays, in our lives in terms of health-wise, as well as the role that it plays in, the reduction of carbons in our atmosphere, which actually leads to the reduction of depleting or harming the atmosphere as well. And here in our base Ghana, I mean, one would clearly say some regions are more friendly in terms of the usage of bicycle, not in the capital city Accra, because trust me, you'd want to ride it just closer to your house, but not on the major streets. But half is importance of bike to us health wise, and then looking at the environment as well.
Well, bicycles. I mean, we are looking at a World Day of Bicycles. Yes, a day that draws attention to, a simple, reliable, and one would say affordable.
Right.
Yes, these days I'm not sure about that, but affordable
Yeah.
nonetheless.
I once
means-
heard it's the most expensive commodity somewhere in the world.
Don't do this. Means of transport. That is.
Right.
Yes, but not to mention it's also environmentally friendly. Hey, what am I saying? Environmental.
Easy, man.
Charlie?
Easy, man. Easy. You're human. You're not a robot.
Yes, environmentally friendly.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and it's proven to be a major tool in trying to, combat the effects of global warming, climate
Absolutely.
change. I mean, if you look at the stats somewhere early April last year, yes, global carbon dioxide emissions dropped to about 17%. That's globally.
It dropped.
Yes,
And
dropped.
that is because...
That's because, well, largely the whole world was at home for the whole of March. Yes,
Absolutely.
yes. So, for certain countries, they encourage the use of bikes.
Okay.
Yes. You know how at the height of the pandemic, we're here, we allowed certain essential service providers to operate.
Yeah.
Like food vendors and all. Well, in certain places in America, they had, bicycle repair shops. Yes,
Okay, to
where-
operate.
Yes, they were actually classified as essential service providers.
Yeah.
Yes, just to allow people to go out there and exercise.
Right.
Yes, so that gives you an idea of how much in certain places they value, the importance of bicycles.
True.
Now let's turn around the conversation and come back to Africa, not just Ghana. Now let's look at the cycling culture. Now, like you rightly mentioned, I mean, it's not so great. I mean, for anybody that can afford something that runs on an engine, you immediately turn your back on your bicycle.
Right.
It's and understandably so. I mean, if you watch the way we treat cyclists or bicycles,
You're not important. Allow me drive my V8 and my.
yeah, you are treated like
You
an
know,
inconvenience.
Yeah.
On the road.
Yeah,
Yes.
The guy needs to test his, speed limit now.
You see, because at the end of the day, the
Right.
biggest concern for any cycling enthusiast is about safety.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Safety regarding thefts of your property, safety regarding you even as an individual
Right.
on the road.
Being safe.
Yes.
Right.
Because if you take the bicycle, for instance, I mean, if you're talking about theft and, even the use, you're talking about spaces for you to be able to ride comfortably.
Right.
Yes, these are spaces that we've had hawkers and street vendors take over
Take
to display
over.
their wares and everything. You see it
Exactly.
all the time.
Mm.
You also have, in terms of parking spaces, they are almost non-existent. Yes, you go into
You mean the
certain,
bicycle parking space? Is
yeah,
that?
you go
Yeah.
into certain public institutions and you are struggling where to place your. I mean, the attitude you even get from
Yeah.
the security personnel.
Yeah.
Just riding your bicycle into the premises, you get all
So
kinds of.
it's not more of even like a parking space, but a place to lock it to a certain thing, because
Charlie,
yeah.
And I hate how no, okay, not hate. I dislike how it's treated like a status symbol, and
Yeah,
that's what it
yeah.
has become.
Like a menace.
It's
It's just disturbing us around. Huh?
it's a status symbol in the sense that I mean, they just by the fact that you are riding a bike, they tend to look at you as someone that that is irrelevant. Yes, you can afford A or B.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you're riding a bike.
So you need
basically
to be.
you are poor.
You need to, exactly. That's the
Yes.
word.
But
Poor.
it's not always the
Don't
case.
get money.
But anytime you are seen on a bike,
Yeah.
then people tend to make these
Assumptions about
you. Yes, and not just the physical structures. When you talk about structures, you are even talking about in the event of theft. I mean, how do you report it? Walk into any police station to report.
And you tell someone that your bicycle has been stolen.
You get all kinds of funny questions.
Less importance, as to how they
so
handle
you're
the
asked
matter.
all these questions about, are you serious? I mean, who rides a bike? What are
Exactly.
you doing? Anyway, I remember when my bike got stolen. I mean, I think
Oh,
someone
you're a
tried before.
You were a victim
Yes,
too.
I walked into the nearest police station to lodge a complaint, and they laughed. And all they told me was, I should go look for the bike myself.
I love Africa Global Radio.
You are mean. You laugh. Look,
How could you?
look.
Okay.
So,
No, but it sends the
what I
wrong
was told was,
signal.
yes, they were like, go look for the bike yourself, and then if you can't pick it up, or if you need someone to make an arrest,
So
then you come talk to us.
Come on, man.
Yes, that was what I was told. And you see, and as far as it been made a status symbol, one time a friend of mine told me, the way they reacted to him, coming to a certain place on the bike. Now he had been to this same, building to conduct business,
Right.
and he had driven his father's car in there. Now they received him properly at the gate. Oh, happy weekend, sir.
Jama.
Jama. Then, that sort of thing.
Right.
Then he saluted and they were like, so I think he left, and few hours later, I think he left something behind
Right.
and said, okay, let me go simply rush and
But
go
this
pick it up.
time, let me go with the
So
bike.
this time, by then he had already changed. So he decided to take a bicycle too. Just quickly rushed. I laughed.
I already know the end result.
This same person got to that building. Charlie, my friend, what are you doing here? Oh, they had forgotten his. I think it was one security guard that was not good with faces. So he was like, my friend, move aside. What are you doing here with your
Come on.
bicycle? So he was just amazed. Like, really, this
I
guy,
think
a
you
few
just-
hours
you
ago, they were
yeah.
smiling. And
Mm.
so it's not so nice.
I
the
think
way
our own way, or more
we treat
some
riding.
yeah, over here, some of us, we see that as more of societal status kind of thing, not general.
And you see, that's even on the infrastructure bit. Now let's come to the individual.
Right.
The way you are treated. Now, every now and then, it's a very common sight where you find motorists and cyclists arguing over who did what to cause an accident and everything.
Yeah.
So, and they spend countless hours arguing until the one that can shout the loudest wins.
Right.
Now, I think there's one solution we could actually copy. You don't like the way I use the word copy, but
Tap.
we could
Copy
use
is
it.
done in the classroom.
Yes. In places like, say, Denmark, Germany, certain places, with the exception of Britain and Ireland, I think, and even Cyprus,
Okay.
they have what they call the presumed liability law.
Okay.
Yes, and what the law states is simple. Once there's a collision between a motorist and a cyclist, okay, the burden of proof rests on the driver.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm.
So, and in a place like Netherlands, it's even more strict.
Right.
Once there's something like that, when the victim is over 14,
Right.
now the burden, the liability is like it's 50%.
Okay.
But if the victim is less than 14, the law doesn't care about who did what.
Whose fault is what it was?
The driver is at fault.
Wow.
End of story.
So that's how
Yes.
important it is, and the value they've placed on
Exactly.
bicycle riders, huh?
So it's so safe to ride your bicycle. So there's no talk about hey, this. Come and knock him down.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, the show was Africa Daily on Africa Global Radio. We're talking about bicycles today because today's World Bicycle Day. We're looking at it from different angles. And earlier, we had an interview with the Geneltis Limited representatives here. That's Generation Alternative Peace. They talked about how they're actually using technology and in partnership with the Ghana Bamboo Bike Initiative here in our base Ghana. It's a locally manufactured bike using the bamboo stick and all of that. Very, very great initiative, and that is more of like changing the bicycle or riding culture here in our base Ghana. The start of this initiative on various tertiary campuses in our base, and looking to see how to also promote it or get it outside campus through their conscious efforts by sensitizing the general public. And of course, they had, a meeting today with the Ministry of Transportation to see how they can also, the government can also support it, even in terms of, making bicycle lanes available, because it's not there. So the only place you resort to is the main the 4-lane road where all the big buses and the trucks and what have you are using, and that I can assure you is not very safe. Let me get on to Epi, then I go to Mame. Epi,
Very.
bicycle
It's cool.
today.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Today I really want to focus on the good aspect of it. I think growing up was just about the fact that you just had to know how to ride a bike. I mean, it just didn't
Do we have a
matter.
bad? You said good. You're focusing on the good. Do we have a bad side of bicycles?
No, I mean, I'll explain. I'm talking
Oh.
about the benefits to the climate
Okay.
and the ecosystem.
Right,
That's what I meant, yeah.
right.
Yeah, but it was growing up was just like you just had to know how to ride a bike. I mean, aside the fact that people were like, "Yo, if I can
Yeah, if
ride
you don't
a
know
bike,"
how to ride a bike,
it kind
in
of was
your
like you added a
neighborhood,
setting plus one
you're
to
weird,
you. You know,
yeah.
I mean, you're not weird,
Very
but just
weird.
added a plus one to
Well,
you.
we saw that to be weird.
It made you good. Like you could ride, you could do things.
Yeah,
Especially if
like-
you're a girl too, and you could go with the guys.
Yeah.
Speed comeback. It was fun. It was fun. But then, when you actually look at the other aspect of it, it actually did have health benefits. The exercise, your thighs, your feet.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever the bicycle I don't like is a bicycle with a high seat.
But you can adjust it. You can adjust it. I
The
mean,
one-
it's
the one-
adjustable
but the one I
unless it
used-
has been welded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
we
one
have.
I used to go for belonged to somebody who was tall,
Oh,
and he
okay.
didn't like the children riding it. And so, if you want to ride that,
You
the only
have
thing we
to
could do was to remove the
adjust.
seats.
and place what?
You don't place. You actually don't sit. you're like that. You're hanging in there, and won't be tied to you.
Yeah, you
if
forget.
you bump against a stone and come like this, you're
in
finished.
trouble.
So it had health benefits for us. If you get angry or anything, you just pick your bike to ride. Before you be done going around and coming back,
Yeah.
you feel better.
calm.
It just, but we didn't really see those things. We didn't really place value or appreciate those things back then.
Right.
But growing up, I mean, I look at what sometimes a car passes by you, the kind of fumes coming out of the exhaust.
Yeah.
I just wish I had superpowers.
Is
Like,
this
I'll just lift this one like this.
roadworthy?
You
Yeah,
know,
who gave it permission to be on our
to be on
roads
the
and all?
road. And sometimes you wonder whether it is.
Yeah.
Hi, God. But then bicycles don't emit any fumes. You're talking about fossil fuel. You're talking about saving the environment.
Exactly.
Bicycles away. And besides, I feel like road accidents are reduced. The worst you get with a bicycle is if you're not that steady.
A bruise?
You get a bruise, and if unfortunately you bump like this or you brake too quickly, then you're going to come from the top and fall.
Yeah.
But even that, probably you land on your back. It's
Mm.
the ratio of getting hurt as compared to that of getting injured when you're having a motor accident or a car accident is really the gap is wide.
Right.
You don't get that badly injured with bicycle as compared to even if you collide into somebody.
It depends on what you're colliding into.
Yeah,
Take
that's,
note.
that's,
Yeah.
I'm saying even if you collide into
It
somebody,
depends. Yes.
into somebody like
Okay.
another person who is riding.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't wear helmets when I was riding a bike. Did you ever wear a helmet?
No.
Yeah, because it wasn't. It wasn't
You know, I was
anything.
like, wait, yeah.
But
But
we didn't
yeah.
wear it.
Right.
So I feel that we should look at the focus and like Hafiz was saying, the whole status thing. People should be able to drop it. You ride a bike, you're not really a big deal. You're not really, that you're not that much of a person in the first place. It's not crap. Bicycle is what you're riding.
Yeah. Yeah.
You come with the Jaguar or Benz, then
yeah. You get all
the
the
red carpet
salute,
has to be rolled down for you. Are we being serious right now?
Right, but this varies from jurisdictions to jurisdictions.
I know it
because,
does vary, but I'm just saying we
you-
should start looking at it in that light.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know companies that they have the company, then they have they provide bicycles for their workers so that you can actually move between where you come to work and then the place they've allocated for you to sleep.
Okay.
You use the bicycle, and I feel it's a good thing.
Okay.
So we should find ways to encourage people
Right.
to actually do it.
All right. Thank you, Epifania. Let's get on to Mame, who never had a bike before, but she would definitely tell us about bicycle today. Yeah, drop it.
I cannot believe you guys think I'm weird because I can ride a bike.
No, you're not weird. It's weird. You are not weird. It's weird.
Hafiz said I am weird.
Oh, really? Okay. Anyway, that's between you and Hafiz. You can iron your differences out later.
Well, in as much as I never rode a bike,
Okay.
I mean, I've had conversations where they say a bicycle there are lots of benefits to riding a
Health
bicycle.
benefits, huh?
I mean, you get to strengthen your muscles.
Yeah.
And it serves as some sort of cardio.
Yeah.
Some sort of cardio when you ride a bike, and it's fun because I see people ride and they look really happy being on a bike.
But there's this one. What do you call it again? The bicycle and the one in the gym. What's it called again? The one in the gym. The one in the gym.
The one in the
The
gym.
one in the gym.
There's
yeah.
one you sit on, you move.
Yeah.
So cycle something.
I don't know
That
what it's
I
called.
have ridden a couple of times.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, but you are not moving.
I was.
You're in
Where?
one place.
I was still
It's just like
moving.
it's just like running on a treadmill.
You're not going anywhere.
You were.
But it was still riding.
No.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Did you have to maneuver in any way?
But we'll get a bicycle with training wheels.
Not that.
But okay,
please.
more land for me. More land for me. Yeah.
So, under normal circumstances during this day,
Okay.
there will be the organizing of many cycling-related events like so cycling competitions,
Okay.
cycle races, and many others. But due to the pandemic, I don't think anybody would be organizing any cycling races anytime.
But I
soon.
think it's actually an opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
It's
At the
an
height of the
opportunity.
pandemic, I think even
you
in
know when they're doing races and competitions, it's like a whole lot of people together in one place.
Oh come on, something can be done about it. Hafiz?
it's actually one of the industries that was least affected by the pandemic. Actually,
Right.
Yes, in advanced states where they encourage cycling. Yes, in I think New York City. Yes, and even where there were places where they actually classified bicycle
As
shops
essential
as
workers.
essential workers. So
Right,
it
right.
really encouraged people to come out there because they wanted to exercise. So bicycle was a very good means of doing that.
Yeah, and
And
recently.
and even in Africa, one of the places you could actually have, a very good riding experience without any hassle. Take a guess.
Burkina Faso.
No, Maud.
Abri.
What?
No.
Abri.
Yeah, people go to Abri. I
Okay.
know
Can
a
ride
couple
No,
of
where you
people.
can ride on the streets just like that.
In Africa, like
Yes,
a
in
country in
Africa, yes,
Africa.
yes.
Rwanda.
Africa?
Yeah, in Africa.
Rwanda.
Okay,
Africa?
okay. It's in East Africa.
Eastern
Kenya.
Tanzania.
No, it's in the Horn of Africa.
Ethiopia?
Somalia.
No.
Wait. Horn of Africa.
Yeah,
Malawi.
come on.
No, wait.
You know what? Just tell us.
Just tell us.
Eritrea. You are so close.
We said Ethiopia. What stopped you from just
Why
saying
is it
that?
Ethiopia?
Tell us the breakaway. Just
Well,
say
you're
Ethiopia's
just,
break.
mentioning the things
No,
like
you,
that.
that's why I gave you a
people,
clue. I said
you guys,
Horn of
you
Africa.
people, You've done well. You've done well.
What did I do?
You're doing well.
It's okay. You gave us a clue.
You're
That's
doing
fine.
well. You're doing well.
So it's my fault for telling you.
You
it's
mean
Horn of Africa?
Eritrea is a
Asmara, yeah.
bicycle-friendly nation.
It's a cycling paradise, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
They produced the first, black cyclist for Tour de France. They've been cycling
Oh.
since 1960.
Oh.
Forget football. You know how a lot of
Some
countries
nations
yes,
are football. Yeah.
that place
fanatics.
when you talk about cycling on the African continent is Eritrea.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
In terms
wow.
of
I
soccer,
missed that.
Yes, in terms of soccer, I think they produce certain players whenever they go for World Cup qualifying, they refuse to come back. So,
Guy, did you have to? All right. It's not just Eritrea.
but it's happened one too many times now.
So what? They've been banned or what?
I think they decided to forget football completely.
All right. So let's do bicycle now.
Oh,
Okay.
when they went
Right.
to Botswana, they refused to come back. In Angola, around 2007, they went and they refused to come back.
Okay.
And a lot
fine.
of them
In our
defect
African
simply
countries, that's
because
okay.
of the military service you have to, the mandatory military
Yeah,
service you have
not
to
everybody
undergo.
wants to
Yes,
do that.
both men
right?
and women.
Mm,
So
I'm sure.
yeah.
Okay, let me just keep
Right.
Yes, and because of the high import taxes, I mean, it's a country of about what the capital, just about 500,000.
mhm.
Yes, and you find a lot of people every weekend. I think there's one cycling competition going on or the other
Okay.
somewhere in Asmara.
Okay.
Yes, so it's huge. And before, a lot of their cyclists would compete under the Ethiopian flag because when it was
Yeah,
part of Ethiopia and
yeah.
everything. But since they gained independence, they decided to go on their own on that. So if you are hoping to cycle, I think Asmara is the place.
And
to
even
go.
in most parts, in most parts in Africa, where you can actually see the more usage of bicycle is the rural areas. Most of the
Yeah.
the peoples in there, that's their means of going to school.
But come to think of it, I talked about the presumed liability laws, and I mean, don't you think it would encourage irresponsibility on the part of cyclists? If you know the law is on your side.
Yeah. I think so. It depends on the society, because some people always it's like that. Okay, so let's go all out. That's just like the proverb, the daily fix today, that when you're covered, you'd want to take risk all the time. You know.
I think the whole idea is to solve a fault-based system where, I mean, you don't even, because what it does is that you don't even have to argue whose fault is it.
Yeah,
The law is already on someone's side. So-
But I think
Totally got it.
in our situation, I think a provision for a bicycle lane. I think in Burkina Faso, Togo, Benin, these people are given much priorities. I mean, when there's traffic, when it's red, right? The cars are behind, and all you see is motorbikes and bicycles. Okay, so there is much emphasis Benin bicycles, and most of the students, that's what they use, right? In Burkina Faso, in Ghana, but that is more of like the rural areas. Okay, so I think, but the need for that introduction, because it gives you irrelevance on our streets.
Yeah.
It's like there's no way for you here, so why are you mingling? This place is for V8s and the rest. My guy takes, So I think it has to be a national discourse, not like on just base. But then earlier today, as I said, we spoke to Generation Alternative Peace and Ghana Bamboo Bike Initiative on their project of getting more people to embrace the bicycle riding culture, as well as encourage people more to understand the importance of riding and purchasing made in Ghana bicycle, which is made from bamboo here in our base Ghana. Very durable. I mean, he talked about the lifespan of it of over years. Actually, I can't remember the actual years he talked about, but it could actually last for a number of years, and it's all about maintenance, and then you're good to go. And that is what we are looking to promote right here. So the interview we had with these executives and representatives, we'll be going to be airing that, uploading that on our YouTube page. So do well to like our YouTube page, Africa Global Radio, and get access to that interview as well, and get more information about how they're combining technology and the locally manufactured bicycle from bamboo to enhance the riding culture, beginning with the various tertiary institutions and then later to the general public, and they're looking to produce these bicycles in larger quantities. At the moment, more of it is in Kumasi, one of the largest cities in our base, Ghana, as well as right after that they also go other places. So I think let me just take final words from my colleagues. Let's start them with Epi. Epi.
I think if you've never ridden a bike before, you could take this time, get a bike, and more.
That's
not.
not.
It's not for you. It's actually for
you.
audience. The fact that you haven't ridden a bike doesn't mean you can't ride a bike.
Yeah.
You probably should take this time to actually try and learn how to ride a bike.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to, and if you do know how to, then you should contribute to saving the environment by opting for a bicycle ride instead of an Uber.
Okay, thank you for your advice.
Well,
Mame.
that was a jab at me. That was actually a jab at me.
It is only a jab if the cap fits your head and you wear it.
She was looking at me when she said it.
It's well,
No.
It's idealistic.
It's only a jab at you if the cap fits you.
She was looking at me when she said it. She said I can contribute by riding a bike instead of picking an Uber. And she was looking directly at me.
You do realize these are last words for our audience.
But you were looking at me when you said it.
So
Is it my fault that I don't know how to ride a bike?
It's okay. It's okay. We'll settle the matter.
Let's learn. Let's teach
We
you
can
how to
actually
ride a bike.
organize a bout afterwards.
And you are enjoying this.
With a punching bag, maybe you can. Whoever wins, we'll just give you the title. That's
Oh no,
all.
no. The only thing I think she should ride it. It's a fun experience,
Right. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, you can.
What are you going to say?
Nothing. Let me just take your final words, Mommy. On bicycle.
I would say for you bicycle riders out there, I mean, don't give up. Because it's actually good. I'm reading it helps to decrease stress levels,
Right.
increase in cardiovascular fitness, like I mentioned, decrease in body fat levels. So I think if you're even looking to lose some weight, you could try cycling.
Yeah.
Then it helps to prevent and manage some diseases among others. So
Okay.
those who have bicycles and who can ride,
Make good use of it.
I mean, don't say, I mean, I don't have time. I mean, you could find time one day in a week and maybe ride around for, like, let's say an hour or two.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to and you're looking for a way to exercise instead of going to the gym, because going to the gym sometimes can be stressful,
Right.
you can acquire a bike and then ride around from time to time. And it'll help you stay healthy
Okay.
as well as serve as some sort of, I mean, you can ride around with your friends. Because
Okay.
there's some groups here in Accra who usually, I think, every Saturday in the month, they
Right.
ride up the Bree Hill and they ride back.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much, guys. The show was Africa Daily on Africa Global Radio. Thank you for joining us on the discussions on, well, whilst you're watching the video on YouTube, you can also leave a comment and we will definitely read it out.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, subscribe, and share.